Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third Facebook Live for this week, which is very, very unusual, but I don't mind being here. I did promise on Tuesday and also last night that I would share with you how to make one of these, or let me just move the catalogue, one of these bows. They are really quite easy, and I'm going to show you the couple of products that you need to make these. So from the mini catalogue, we do have in here on page 39, Take a Bow bundle. So this bundle is a little bit different to what we've had in the past. So in the past with the bundles, usually it's a stamp set and a punch, a stamp set and a die set. But in this one, the bundle actually includes a packet of 6x6 designer series paper, and there is 48 sheets in that packet, and it also includes the Take a Bow die. So let me show you those couple of things. So with the paper, which is called Take a Bow, there are 4 different designs, and these are really quite Christmassy. Just the colours alone make them Christmas. So we've got the different patterns, and the reds that we've got real red. Let me see if I can find the colours for it. I don't think I can actually. I'll take a guess at it. We've got real red, garden green, granny apple green, maybe old olive, maybe? Don't think so, but these are the 4 sheets. Let me flip over and show you the other side. So there's some really great patterns, and they're not just Christmas patterns. You could use some of these for other crafting as well. So you do get about 8 of each sheet. Okay, so that is the designer series paper, and the die is one large die that looks like this. So with this die, you cut out all the pieces you need to make one bow, but the bonus with this is, being designer series paper, you can cut 2 sheets at a time. So you do need to have to cut this die twice to make one bow. However, cut 2 sheets at a time is going through the Stampin' Cut Boss machine just the once. So when you do that, and I do cut through both layers at once, you end up with double of everything. So let me just grab these. So you do need 4 of, let me just get these all unstuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to make this, you need 6 of the larger ones. What have I got there? 5. Hang on. There we go. 6 of the larger ones. You need 4 medium. You will cut each time 2 of the smaller. To create the bow, you just need the 1 small one, because this actually becomes the middle section, or the knot in the middle of the bow. So let's get started, and I'll show you how easy this is. So you have your paper, you die cut. You also need bone folder, and the adhesive I'm using is tear and tape. You can, however, use Tombow or glue dots, whatever you prefer to use. I found, for me personally, the tear and tape works really nicely. Okay, so each of these pieces I am going to just run over it with the bone folder. So it does curl your bit of card or bit of paper straight away. So it does make it really easy to curl these up and make the individual pieces. Now, whatever pattern you have on the top, that's the pattern that's going to be on the outside of your bow. Hi, Mandy. Thank you for joining me. It's a bit unusual being a Friday night and doing a Facebook Live. Okay, and so there are all of my pieces curled very quickly using the bone folder. Next, I'm going to be tearing off just fairly small pieces of tear and tape. And I'm going to stick that on what's going to be the inside. Hi, Mel. Thanks for joining us. Mel, is it raining at your place? Because it's been raining here for a little while. Okay, so once you got your tear and tape on, I'm just going to take the little cover off, and then I am going to join these bits here, just lining up those edges, which creates that little bit for your bow. So you'll go ahead and do that for all of the pieces except for the smallest, because that is going to just be wrapped around itself. So this is a nice quick bow to make. I don't have it here, I actually gave it away. You can of course use any designer series paper you like. I made one with the Melon Mumbo paper the other day, and it turned out really lovely as well to go onto a birthday gift. So for me, for this Christmas, everyone is getting a bow on their gift. I have made quite a few so far because I've got a project in mind which I'll be sharing with you soon. I've actually got just a few more of these that I need to make for it to come together. So I will be sharing that with you fairly soon because it's going to be a nice, easy project to do. The most time-consuming bit is actually going to be making the bows. Okay, so let me just finish off these last few and I'll show you how to layer them up to create your bow. All right, a few more to go. Just need to find my end. There it is. Now, as I mentioned, you can use Tombow if you choose. I'm actually really enjoying using the tape to make these because you just don't get sticky from it. Because I end up with Tombow, if you use too much, it kind of oozes. And yeah, I really don't want to end up with little glue patches on my bow. Okay, so this is the last one. And I'm going to do the middle in just a little bit. Okay, so, oh, missed one. One more to go. Okay, so there are, as I mentioned with these, there's going to be 2 different sizes. You'll have 6 of the large and 4 of the smaller ones. So the smaller ones go on the inside, so I'll just sort those out. That's a smaller one, that's a smaller one. So with these larger ones, you'll have 6 in total. And using some of my tape, I need to join these together. So I'm just going to join 2 together at a time. So just put my bit of tape across there. I probably didn't choose the best pattern for this. I should have gone something a little bit more solid for the inside, but that's okay. And then the second one is going to just sit across like that. Okay, so that is what you end up with. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the remaining 4 of the larger one. And I am keeping my adhesive close to the end because I want to make sure there's enough space so that I can fit all of this together without it getting too tight and too small. And we've got one more to do. Again, I'm keeping my adhesive towards the end just so there's a little bit of an overlap. Okay, so that gives you the 3, which creates the outside layer. I am going to be putting just across the back, a bit easy to see with the green. Take that off. Now with this one, I'm not going to make it straight so it looks like a cross. I'm going to be putting this on the diagonal. So it's going to go like that, and then there's space for the next one to go in there. Okay, so again, a little bit of tape across the back. So just across the back, and then this is going to complete the outside layer, which gives it then that sort of look. And that's going to just flatten out ever so slightly when I put the next layer on the inside, and that's how it looks from underneath. Okay, so the next layer for the inside, I've got 4 of the smaller pieces, and I'm going to be sticking those together the exact same way. So just a little bit of tape across the end there. And then stick those two together. And again, with the last two, I'm doing the exact same thing. So hopefully this is going to come together okay. It should. I feel confident. And those two, they're like that. Next, you're doing the same thing again. So those two are going to be stuck in together just like that. So another piece of tape. As I mentioned, you can use Tombow if you like. I've just found this tape works really, really nicely. And that is going to go around about there. I don't think I've stuck that very straight. It's okay, we'll live with it. And then this piece is going to be going into the middle, which almost finishes off the bow. So again, some tape. I'm going to use a couple of smaller pieces for this one, just so that this middle section stays in really nicely. And of course, this paper, you would have seen me, I have used this paper with cards as well, so it's not just for bow making. Okay, so I'm going to line that up probably around about there. You need to give it a bit of a push, and you'll find in the middle it gets a little bit thick, but that's just the nature of having so many layers of paper in there. Okay. And then finally, this is the last bit, which is those two small pieces. I'm only using the one. I'm going to be sticking this together, and rather than it curling on itself to make that part of the bow, this I'm going to make round, so it's a little tube. And then this one is going to be stuck in the middle to complete the bow. And again, I'm just using a couple of smaller pieces of the tear and tape. Okay, so I'm just putting it on like that. And then, as mentioned, into the middle of the bow. So it looks like the knot in the middle. And this bit is a little bit fiddly just to get it lined up, because you don't have any particular place where you can put a lot of pressure on it to hold it in place. And there you have your finished bow. So once you've got these cut out, which only takes just a moment, as I mentioned, with the die and the paper, you can cut 2 layers of paper at one time. I don't recommend, if you're making these with cardstock, that you cut the 2 at once. Cut them single with cardstock, but you can use 2 sheets. Obviously for one bow you need 2 sheets of the same paper, but you can cut 2 layers at once with the die. Okay, so you'll need all of those except for one of the smaller ones. That is it. That is how you make these really cute little bows. When I've been making these, I've generally been sitting in front of the TV to make them, because I don't need to think a lot about them. But yeah, then of course some double-sided tape underneath, straight onto a gift, and anybody is going to love that. And use any designer series paper you have. So if you have a whole bunch of papers just sitting there waiting to be used, make some bows. You could have a whole bunch of them made up, sitting, waiting to be used. That's all I've got for you this week. I'll be back Tuesday for the usual Facebook Live, the Tuesday night one. So thank you so much for joining me, Mandy and Mel, and anybody else who happens to be watching. I'll be sharing the replay. It's a really, really easy bow to make. And of course it is called the Take a Bow bundle. This bundle, which is the paper and the dies, costs $78 plus your little bit of shipping. If you have any questions about the bow, please let me know. I do have photos of the bow in the pink, so I'll share that in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.